This is Sycamore Hall. Some of us may know it as the Yellow Bank Building, but it really has served so many purposes for our community since it was built in 1776. This was the first published advertisement for the Old Hotel of 1820 that appeared in newspapers in Philadelphia and New York, offering sulfur spring waters and perfect pine air to heal the lungs. Sitting on a 2.1-acre hillside lot above Mirror Lake at the corner of Lakehurst and Clubhouse Roads, hotel use continued well into the next century. Grand community events and outdoor gatherings were common inside as well as on the lawn of Sycamore Hall. In 1910, Atlantic City developer James Riley renovated the structure. He added a hall that could accommodate 250 guests. It became the location for many of the grand balls of that time. Riley lost the hotel to bankruptcy, and its next transformation took place when Kay and Walter Stull purchased it to open the Sycamore Hall Sanatorium. By 1942, of course, all the small sanatoriums had been replaced by Deborah Heart and Lung Center. Kay later opened a gift shop on the site where she threw elaborate Christmas parties for everyone in Browns Mills. She sold in 1973 to Fidelity Bank, which later became Sun. Sun Bank sold the property to a management company in 2013, and though it was listed for sale in 2016 and 2018, the listings were later removed. In 2018, Pemberton Township released the Browns Mills Town Center redevelopment plan. The 124-page plan amended a 2011 plan with an eye towards addressing new redevelopment opportunities in the center of Browns Mills. It was produced in cooperation with the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs, the Mayor and Council, and a 6-member working committee. Special emphasis was placed on the waterfront area. Two goals included working with Joint Base MDL and Deborah Heart and Lung Center to attract overnight accommodations for their operations, and developing the Sun Bank building into a regional recreation and entertainment destination by capitalizing on the natural and man-made assets of the area. A complete plan was laid out for Sycamore Hall. First, the land should be acquired by the township, and then changes should be made to combine the property with Veterans Park and expand the front lawn area by reconfiguring parking and creating roadway improvements leading down to the lake, essentially creating a town square lakefront park. There were short-term and long-term goals set to test market the property. Year-round events like markets, outdoor performances, food truck events, and holiday celebrations were to be held on the site to test participation from both residents and visitors. Citing the growing popularity of the brewpub business, a competition was suggested to attract an existing brewery that might be interested in leasing space from the township on a sliding scale basis to open a restaurant here. Township officials at the time apparently failed to engage in either the short-term or the long-term plans. Their effort to market the property was to list it for sale on a commercial property realty website for a long time, a council member said recently, and on September 26, 2023, Pemberton Township entered into a contract for sale for real estate and redevelopment agreement with Before and After Properties LLC of New Egypt, owned by Tyrone and Carrie Gillen. The contract states that the buyer will be permitted to convert the second and third floors to 4 long-term rental apartments. The first floor would be converted later, once there is income from the apartments, to a cafe with pastries and packaged goods and an outdoor beer garden. We will probably phase in to start with the rental units because they will have to carry the building while we build up a clientele, Carrie Gillen was quoted as saying. According to Burlington County tax records, although assessed at $380,000, Sycamore Hall was sold to Before and After Properties on March 22, 2024 for $250,000. None of the changes to the landmark piece of property can be made, however, unless the redevelopment plan is amended by Town Council. There's no doubt that Sycamore Hall needs work. It's been vacant since the bank closed in 2013. While the first floor remains surprisingly intact, still containing the bank teller area and even the bank vault, vandals have removed copper piping and a leaking roof collapsed to flood the third floor. Routine maintenance was neither done nor enforced for more than 10 years. But there is so much to save and so many more options to explore. The intention of the redevelopment plan for Sycamore Hall was never to sell it. It was to grow it into an area that enhances our amazing Mirror Lake. It was to pay homage to the rich history of a building that helped heal the sick in 1820 and brought joy to generations of people for 200 years afterwards. Please tell our Township Council members not to amend the Browns Mills Town Center Waterfront Redevelopment Plan as it exists today regarding One Clubhouse Road. Sycamore Hall was here before all of us. It is the crown jewel of our lake. It has 248 years of history in its beams. We owe it more than this. And quite frankly, we owe ourselves and our children far more than this proposal presents as well. We deserve a seat on the lawn.